Well, the last few weeks have been really something quite special for U2. Our record's gone to #1, and they even put us on the cover of Time magazine.
Joshua Tree is not Irish in any of the obvious senses, but in a much more mysterious way. It's very Irish. The ache and the melancholy in it is uniquely Irish.
My wife Cot is, the U2s are like her band that she kind of grew up with, like the Beatles would be for me, maybe. So I remember the evening that the Joshua Tree was issued. We were in London, and it was announced that they were going to be putting it on sale at midnight. I'd never heard of that ever happening before. A record being put on sale, you could get it the day before. I used to dream about stuff like that when I was a young record fan. So down we went and joined this queue in Kensington Tower. Bedraggled bunch of U2 fans down there. It was fantastic. And bought it and went home and played it all night. It was fantastic.
We started thinking about it at the end of the Unforgettable Fire tour, which would have been about 85, so it was right straddling the middle of the 80s. I think for us at that time, we felt very disconnected with what was happening musically. I mean, it was the time of synthesizer pop, and I think, new wave, as the Americans referred to it, hadn't really hit in America, but I think maybe A Flock of Seagulls were around, so there'd been a little bit of experimentation sonically.
But I think what made the Joshua Tree the big seller it was the fact that they had the radio songs, they had the hits. It was all stuff that they could play live. The whole way the band got their reputation in the early days was touring and live music, and Bono was the ultimate showman.
It turned out not to be the same experiment for any one of the 6 of us. But that's where the great collision comes from, the creative collision of everybody pushing as hard as they can in a slightly different direction creates this stretched envelope, this slightly defocused and quite rich and densely interconnected thing called a record.